The Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Tianjin has wrapped up with sweeping outcomes, signaling Beijing's ambition to reshape the global order at a time of deepening rifts with Washington. At the heart of the meeting was the Tianjin Declaration, approval of a new development strategy from 2026 to 2035. Leaders signed 24 agreements spanning security, trade, cultural exchange, and even a roadmap for cooperation on artificial intelligence. China pledged nearly $1.7 billion in aid and loans, while discussions advanced on creating an SCO development bank, part of efforts to reduce reliance on the US dollar and build alternative financial structures. The summit carried heavy symbolism. For the first time in 7 years, India's Narendra Modi and China's Xi Jinping met on Chinese soil, pledging to work as development partners, not rivals. Alongside Russia's Vladimir Putin, the three leaders projected an image of unity, even as Washington accuses Beijing and New Delhi of helping Moscow weather sanctions over Ukraine. President Xi Jinping used his opening speech to criticize what he called Cold War mentality and bullying, a thinly veiled reference to US tariffs under President Donald Trump. Observers say Washington's trade war has inadvertently pushed rivals closer, with Beijing now positioning the SCO as an alternative platform for global security and economic cooperation.
推动上海合作组织更好发展，中方始终讲求一个实字，中方计划在有需要的成员国实施100个小而美民生项目，今年年内向成员国提供20亿元人民币无偿援助，未来3年对银行联合体成员行新增发放100亿人民币贷款，从明年开始，在现有基础上，将上海合作组织专项奖学金名额翻一番，实施上海合作组织博士生创新培养计划，供育学术科研卓越人才。未来5年，在成员国建设10所鲁班工坊，提供1万个人力资源研修培训名额。
For Russia, the summit was one of the few international stages where President Putin is not isolated. He defended his war in Ukraine, insisting it stemmed not from aggression but from a Western-backed coup in 2014, and NATO's eastward push, framing Moscow's action as defensive rather than expansion.
Мы широко ценим усилия и предложения Китая, Индии, других наших стратегических партнеров, призванные содействовать урегулированию украинского кризиса. Отмечу, что понимание, достигнутое на недавней российско-американской встрече в верхах на Аляске, надеюсь, также идут в этом направлении, открывая дорогу к миру на Украине. В ходе намеченных сегодня и завтра двусторонних встреч я, безусловно, проинформирую коллег более детально и подробно о результатах переговоров на Аляске. И, конечно, ШОС вносит ощутимый вклад в укрепление атмосферы сотрудничества и взаимного доверия на всем Евразийском континенте, помогая тем самым заложить политические и социально-экономические предпосылки для формирования в Евразии новой системы стабильности, безопасности и мирного развития. Системы, которая пришла бы на смену отжившим евроцентричным и евроатлантическим моделям и учитывала бы интересы максимально широкого круга стран, была бы подлинно сбалансирована, а значит, не допускала бы попыток одних государств обеспечить свою безопасность за счет безопасности других. Пользуясь случаем, хочу сказать, что таких же подходов российская сторона придерживается и в отношении кризиса вокруг Украины. Напомню в этой связи, что этот кризис возник не в результате нападения России на Украину, а в результате государственного переворота на Украине, который был поддержан и спровоцирован Западом, а затем попытками с помощью вооруженных сил подавить сопротивление тех регионов Украины и тех людей на Украине, которые этот переворот не приняли, не поддержали
For Pakistan, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif highlighted the country's sacrifice in the fight against terrorism and demanded a structural dialogue on South Asia's disputes, including India's suspension of the Indus Water Treaty. He condemned Israeli strikes on Iran and the heart-wrenching bloodshed in Gaza, reaffirming Islamabad's support for a two-state solution.
Excellencies, for its part, Pakistan seeks a normal and stable relationship with all its neighbors. It seeks dialogue and diplomacy over conflict and confrontation. In the meanwhile, we will continue our efforts along with all SCO members and the chairman of SCO to promote peace, progress and prosperity in the entire region, and to ensure lasting peace in South Asia. We call for a comprehensive and structural dialogue to discuss all outstanding disputes. And Honorable Chairman, I will request for your kind consideration to lead this dialogue under your sagacious leadership so that we can have its dividends as early as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan has always abided by the UN and SCO charters and will always respect the principles that will hold dear to all of us for our collective good. As a peace-loving nation, Pakistan has always advocated dialogue and diplomacy, consultation over confrontation.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan also addressed the summit, calling the SCO a platform for a joint solution, criticizing the 23-month war in Gaza. He said there was no explanation for failing to stop the atrocity and urged the international community to uphold justice through the United Nations.
Şurası bir gerçek ki bebeklerin, çocukların, yaşlıların açlıktan öldüğü bir vahşeti 23 aydır durduramamanın hiçbir izahı yoktur ve olamaz.
The summit concluded with the adoption of a statement condemning terrorism in Pakistan and India, the addition of Laos as the newest SCO partner, and the announcement that Kyrgyzstan will take over the rotating presidency for 2025-26, bringing the organization to a 27-nation bloc. For Beijing, the Tianjin summit was more than diplomacy. It was a chance to showcase leadership in shaping the rules of the next decade, from AI governance to multilateral trade.